Welcome to another episode of ADTV. Today, I am in the beautiful Colorado Springs with the Pikes Peak backdrop, and I'm talking with one of my friends, Kerry Kilgore, who runs Realty ONE Apex here in Colorado Springs. They are doing some amazing things for their agent and for their community, so stick around because we're gonna find out all their secrets on this episode. Kerry, thank you so much for joining us here today and for inviting us into your office here at Realty ONE Apex in Colorado Springs. I really appreciate you. So I'd like to just start with your journey a little bit, how you became the owner of this office here. You served in our military and the Air Force for a really long time. You retired from that. How did that transition come about where you go from that to owning a real estate brokerage?
Quite frankly, they're pretty related because when I was on active duty, we basically managed everything that makes a base a city. So childcare, fitness centers, and later on, housing. So I had hotels, and then as I approached retirement in the late 2008, 2009 area, I had gotten licensed as an agent in 2006, mostly because I was starting to flip homes. But in the recession, of course, being in traditional sales was a challenge. But it worked out well. I ended up doing property management. I ended up doing development, all kinds of different elements of real estate, not our traditional residential sales. And then came back into regular real estate full-time in 2014. And then ultimately, when HomeSmart was coming in and buying some small regionals back in the 2015-16 era, decided that I didn't want to rebrand again. And so I went independent and opened my own small real estate brokerage up in Woodland Park called Prestige Realty Group, which is still our mother company. And Realty ONE Group had approached me a couple times, and honestly, I was missing the element of coaching and mentoring that I loved about the military.
Yeah.
And so Realty ONE Group was that opportunity to bring the elements together, especially in a military town.
Yeah.
Probably 70% of our agents are connected to the military, either as vets or as family members.
Yeah.
So I always say I kind of switch commodities,
but
I'm still service focused, and so for me, they kind of work together.
All right, well, now we're in your podcast room.
Our podcast
Beautiful podcast room. Like Mike Tyson says, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth, right? So what is something that's surprised you about being in the leadership role that maybe you wish you would have known before you started?
In the Air Force, we always had a common mission. And I think while leadership has certain elements that are similar from one industry to another, as a leader, it's our job to evolve. And in real estate, it's a completely different type of piece because every agent has their own story, their own goals, and their own motivations, and they're not the same.
Yeah.
And so I think that one of the things that I've had to adjust my leadership style to is understanding how I can meet them where they're at and help them grow. And for some of them, it's constantly offering them more and how do they grow their skills and how do they build their business.
You guys have such an amazing backdrop here. So I thought this would be a great spot to talk about community. I've heard you talk a lot about community. So what do you mean by that? What does community mean to you inside the brokerage and outside? How do you build community?
Well, there's two pieces. Inside, we really try to lean into the collaboration piece and how do we help each other, It never fails. One of us, we're away for the weekend with our spouse and that client's house pops up, right?
Right.
You need someone to go show it to you. Well, in a traditional environment, most folks are like, what are you going to pay me for that? Or what's my referral fee? And my attitude here is, again, that kind of that wingman approach from the military. Why don't we lean into each other and just support each other? And so that's part of who we are.
Yeah.
In the community, like out of the doors, it's things like events, trunk or treat, photos with Santa, we do a flyover. But also we have so much neighborhood around us, and this is becoming the family entertainment part of Colorado Springs. We have 5 multifamily properties around us, 3 big subdivisions. But outside of even the multifamily piece, how do we give back to the community? So coat drives, food drives. We do a toy drive for foster kids at Christmas.
Yeah, well, you're doing a great job with it.
Thanks.
Kerry, thanks again for letting us come and hang out at your office with the beautiful backdrop, Pikes Peak right there. You guys are really building something here. You really are. I have a lot of respect for you and what you guys are doing. Congratulations. I can't wait to see how you guys grow and build over the next few years. So thank you for sharing your story with everybody and talking with me today.
Of course. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. So one of the things that I love about what I do is it gives me the opportunity to come to places like this and talk to people like Kerry and be able to showcase amazing businesses, amazing brokerages who are doing great things for their community. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you tune in for the next one as we showcase more great leaders in our real estate community who are doing things in an amazing way.